The hair volume today is real. I would consider this a good wash day. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna say anything. It will frighten the cows. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to jump on and do just some makeup, basically, which is what I always do. I wanted to have another play with the W7 Queen Bee palette. We also have some brand new products. I need to put down the credit card, basically, at the moment, and just no more makeup for a few months. This is the look. I love it. I wish it wasn't Sunday and I was going to do something because I really like the way it looks. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm sure otherwise you guys are gonna get bored. So yeah, let's get into this video. Alright guys, my eyes are primed as always with my P2E's base in the shade 0.5. So we're gonna start by jumping into the Queen Bee palette. I think I'm gonna start with the darkest brown over here, and I'm taking it on a Morphe M456. The name of that shade is Pure. And we are going to be going for a halo eye today because I never really do them. I don't think I've done one on camera in a very long time. I'm going to start by popping that shade on the outer and inner thirds of the eye. One thing that I recommend to do when you're doing a halo eye is just to work with your eye open at times, just because when you close your eye it might look like you're going down in a straight line, and then you open your eye up and actually it's a diagonal. So just to make sure you're going to have the right angle, just have your eyes open, and then once I'm done packing the colour on, again still working with my eye open, I am going to add the colour just above my crease. Actually gonna have to close my eye to pack it on, but I just had it open just to know where to place it. And today I'm gonna go for that more rounded shape, so I'm just also gonna add the colour just in the corner of my lower lash line and just join it up to what we've done on the eyelid. And then I'm just going to make sure that that's nice and even by switching over to blending motions rather than patting motions. Okay, so I'm now going to jump back into the palette. This time I'm taking a Zoeva 231 and I'm going to go for the darkest of the more mustardy shades over here, and that one is called Nectar. And I am just going to use that to just blend this one out. And what I just want to do, as well as blend out, is just make sure that I'm getting that really nice rounded shape. Just trying to make sure I'm not going too high up and not too far out with this colour, just because I've already had to go so high up with my first colour. And then for my third shade, I'm going to go into the lightest of the mustardy shades, which is called Nest. I've just got that on a clean Zoeva 231, and I'm just going to finish blending that edge out. And again, just really making sure to go for that nice rounded shape. So if you guys watched my review on this palette, you guys all remember that I said I really liked it, and I could see it becoming a new everyday work palette for me. So I had my first day at work on Monday and I decided to wear the palette, but what I'd actually done since my review is I had let all of my fake tan fade off, and I actually found that I didn't like the way the shades looked on me at all. I think when naturally I am so pale and I'm also quite pink, I'm quite cool toned, these warmer mustardy browns just didn't work, and I was just a bit sad. I think this palette is just going to work best on people with warmer, more olivey undertones, but if you are a bit more cool toned like me, it might be a little bit of a struggle. Okay, I'm really happy with the shape, but I do feel like that darker shade maybe is a little bit patchy, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit more on that first brush, really deepen the crease area up, and then just in with some more of my medium shade as well, just blending. And then I've got no extra product. I'm just going in with the Zoeva brush I used with my lighter shade, just to make sure we have a really, really nice, smooth blend. So now that that's done, I'm going to cut the crease into my halo shape. So I'm just going to go back into my P2E's base. And for my brush, I'm going to be using one of my Pro Arte Master Stroke brushes. This is from the series 61. This is the same type of brush that I use to cut my crease or to carve out my eyebrow. But this is size 6, so it's a little bit smaller. And I just find that I need to be a little bit more precise when I'm doing a halo eye. So I do prefer using the slightly smaller brush. I'm going to start with my eye open again. Kind of start passing that into, well, above my crease, just to get a rough idea of where we're placing that. And then I'm just going to take a bit more product and take it down a little bit. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do my trick of looking up and just look side to side. And we just want to see if we get any transfer. It doesn't look like I've really had any. I'm just going to try again just in case. No, I think we're good. So what I want to do now is just make sure I'm getting that shape just right. So the way I like to work is, rather than drag my brush, I'm just really slowly patting it into place. I like to go for something a little bit more rounded, and I just like to make sure that I'm dropping my eyebrow so that that shape just kind of works at all angles. And once I'm happy with the shape, I'm just going to bring the product down and fill the whole space in. And again, you probably want to open your eyes with this just to make sure that the angle is right. Right now we have some really, really harsh edges, so I'm just going to go back into the Morphe M456 from the beginning, and I am just going to pat that down. I haven't added any extra product. I'm just going to go back over the middle a little bit just to make sure I haven't got any creasing, and I've also kind of patted a bit too far in, so you just want to take your time really. Okay, I'm going to start by filling in the sides of the halo eye. So I'm just going to jump into the palette, and I think I'm going to go for this darker khaki one, and that one is called Royal. I'm just taking it on a flat eyeshadow brush. Just going to slowly pat that in. This is going to be for the transition into the matte brown. Kind of going over the area where we patted over the base really. And then I'm just going to go back into the Morphe M456. I still haven't got any new product on that. Just kind of patting back over the edges. Then I'm going to add a bit more of Royal. And I haven't quite gone all the way to the edge of the halo eye. And then again, Morphe M456. No new product, just forever patting, I guess. So we have our first new product of the day, which is a pigment from Sample Beauty. This is the shade Myrrh, and it's really, really pretty. And I'm going to try and show you guys without pouring it everywhere, because that would just be really, really awkward. Can you guys see? There we go. So it's a gold. It only really looks gold on the monitor, but in real life it does have like a cool reflex to it, like a bluey green one. So I just thought it would work really, really well with this palette. So that is what we're going to use now. So I need another flat brush. I'm going to try the Morphe M124, and I'm going to pick some of the pigment up and literally just pack it on. I don't know if the camera is doing it justice right now, but it is so, so, so pretty. And I'm literally just going to cover the whole of that. I just wanted something that would be pretty similar to the colours that we already have in the palette, but just that a little bit more intense. Also, does the word Myrrh remind anyone else of the opening to Monty Python's Life of Brian? I hope it's not just me. I'm just going to go in with a smaller flat shadow brush just to make sure I'm getting right into the edge of that halo. I don't want any blank areas, any spots that I might have missed. I am absolutely covered in fallout though right now. I'm going to go back into the palette, back into that Royal shade, and I'm just going to go back over it basically to kind of help blend those two in a little bit more, give us a bit more of a gradient. I'm just going to go back over it with the Morphe brush as well. I haven't picked up any pigment. I don't know why I struggled to say that. I haven't picked up any extra pigment. I'm just passing over and we can blend those in together. And I'm just going to take the Morphe M456 again. Just blend in the extra metallic we added. I really hope this shows up as much on camera as it does in real life because it is beautiful. Right, I just need to go and match up the other eye and then we'll come back to do the lower lash line. Alright, so I have now primed my lower lash line, and rather than use something from the palette, I really want to use this really pretty eyeshadow which you guys have seen on my channel before. This is Helix from the Pastel Roses. There is just something about the tones in this palette that for some reason just makes me want to use green. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to take the Bada Black base from P. Louise. I forgot who made the P. Louise bases for a second. I'm not going to take very much. I'm going to take just a tiny little bit because I'm going to be popping it on my waterline. I like to take it on this small flat synthetic brush. I think it works really, really well for just popping the bases on the waterline. And I'm literally just going to come and stamp it in. I do tend to find that this base is a lot more watery than the other ones. I've used the coloured ones in my waterline before and I feel like they stay fairly well, but when it comes to this one I do feel like it kind of transfers onto my eyeball, but we are going to set it. So I'm going to jump into the Pastel Roses eyeshadow. I'm taking a really, really tiny brush and I do need to make sure that I really, really tap off my excess, which is hard with an eyeshadow that is as powdery as this one, but I don't want to get any powder in my eyeball. So I am literally packing that eyeshadow on and I think it looks absolutely stunning. I like how when you look at it front on, you see it as black and then you kind of look down and then it's green. I really like that. It makes me happy. Just going to take another small flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to pick up some more. Maybe I should be using something smaller. No, let's try this one, but I'm going to try it just on the tip. And can I pack this on? Don't know if this is the best brush for that. I'm going to try this one, which is a Morphe M138, so a pencil brush. It might work a little bit better. Trying to get as much payoff as I can, and I can actually tell that this is now when I'm getting loads of that into my eyeball. So things are feeling a little bit dry. Okay, that is looking so messy right now. So I'm taking a Cleanser Over 231 now. Let's see if we can kind of blend and improve that just a little bit. I'm going to come in and neaten it all up with concealer anyway afterwards. And I think I'm just going to take a little bit more of the lightest mustard shade, just especially on the outer corner. Actually giving a really, really nice blend as well. I really like where they've mixed on the outer corner. Very, very pretty. I've just quickly removed all of the fallout that I had from my cheeks, so it's now time to jump into face products. And I have quite a few new ones that I want to show you guys today. The first item that I want to use is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I know that this is nothing new, people have been using it for ages, but I only just got my hands on it, so I am going to be using that today. So I'm just going to do a couple of pumps. I think this should be plenty. It has a really nice scent to it, but it's nothing too heavy. It's nice and light, and it feels nice and lightweight on the skin as well. I don't want anything too heavy. I'm going to speed through the products that you guys have already seen me use on my channel before because I feel like it's not super interesting, especially when it just comes to blending foundation. So I'm going to start off with my MAC Face and Body in the shade C1. Alright, so that's just helped even out my skin tone a little bit, but I do need a little bit extra coverage. So I'm going to jump into the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Concealer in the shade Porcelain. This concealer definitely isn't new to my channel. I have been using it for quite a while now, but I do actually have a product to talk to you guys about. So I picked up some of the Beauty Bay microfiber sponges, which I think I spoke about wanting to get in my real life glowy makeup. So I'll pop that up there if you guys want to check that out. I got them this week. I think I've used this one a couple of times. The first thing I'm gonna say is that I have decided that a lot of these microfiber sponges are just kind of too small. So the way that all these sponges are designed to work is that because they're microfiber, they don't actually absorb as much product as a traditional blender does. What that also means is that it also doesn't absorb as much water. So when you actually go to dampen it, it doesn't expand very much at all. So just for comparison, this is an unused one. This is also from Beauty Bay. It's the exact same one. And if I put them next to each other, I mean, it's grown a little bit, but I feel like it really hasn't grown that much. I just don't really understand why they make them that small to start off with, because they don't grow that much. I'd rather they'd made them a little bit bigger. They'd just be just a bit of a better size. I don't know, I just find them a bit too small, and I feel like that's been my experience of all the ones I've tried so far. Now, saying that, I do actually enjoy the way that this feels. I tried one last year by Sunday Ivy. I felt like I was punching myself in the face with a rock. It was so hard. I don't even know if I used it more than once. I might have just thrown it away. Whereas this one does feel more like a beauty blender on the face. It feels really nice. And what I have also noticed is that normally when I pop this concealer on and blend it out with my sponge, I always need to go in with a little bit more because I feel like I haven't got the coverage I want. But right now I don't. Like, the coverage is perfect. I don't feel like I need any extra product anywhere. And I think that's just because of the fact that these don't absorb my concealer like a traditional sponge would. You know, for that, I am willing to overlook the fact that it's just a little bit small. And they were fairly affordable. I think it was 2 for £8, so you also can't really complain with the price. For my highlighting and my under eyes, I'm going to go in with the I Heart Revolution concealer in the shade Oat. And now what I'm gonna do as I'm doing the under eyes, I am just going to take that slightly over some of the excess eyeshadow that I have and redefine that round shape. I feel like this is one of my favourite parts of doing my makeup because my eyeshadow normally looks pretty messy at this stage, and then it's just like putting my concealer on pulls it all together. I feel like it's a random stage to really enjoy, but I don't know, I just feel like it makes everything look better. And I'm also just blending it into the P. Louise base where we had any of that left, just to make sure that I've got a nice transition from that lighter shade into my foundation and nothing too harsh, basically. And then just to finish that eyeshadow off, I like to go in with my Morphe M330. I feel like I tell you guys about this brush every single video. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to add any product at all. I am just going to go back over the edge of the eyeshadow and just soften it out into the concealer, because what might happen when you put on the concealer and blend into the eyeshadow, you might just give yourself a half edge. So by doing this, we're just going to get a nice soft blend. And then I'm going to powder all of that down with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light Plus. So Revolution had a 3 for 2 offer on this week, so I did pick up a few bits from them, and I decided I wanted to try one of the I Heart Revolution mists. I went with the Tasty Peach one because it's mattifying. Let's pop some on. I've already used it a couple of times, and I have to say I don't actually think it smells of peach. It's one of those products where I can't decide if it smells nice or if it smells like toilet cleaner. Do you guys know what I mean? I'm just kind of on the fence about it. Is it nice or not? I'm just gonna go and do brows and lashes off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my brows and my lashes on, and I also ended up deciding to add a wing to the look because I just think it works. So I do have a few face products that I wanted to show you guys today, and the first one that I've got is the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Contour Bar. They announced these and I immediately jumped on them because they are so cute. This is what the packaging looks like, and then inside we have a contour and a highlight shade. So I've heard a lot of people say that it reminds them of the Bourjois chocolate bronzer, I think it was called. I'm not too sure, but I think that was it. I never had it, but I know it was really popular. I think it looks a bit more like the Too Faced Cocoa Contour. I have, of course, gone for the shade Fair. Now, I did try it yesterday, and I didn't have a great first impression, so I wanted to try it again today. I normally do bronzer first, but I'm going to do this first today and see if that makes any difference. And my face is itchy. So, to contour, I'm going to take my PC15 from Peaches and Cream. Now, I did notice yesterday that this was fairly pigmented and did have a lot of kickback, so do just make sure that you tap off your excess. Let's see see. I'm gonna try and go really slowly today, make sure I'm not putting on too much product in one go. Maybe that's where I went wrong yesterday. Most days I don't contour, I'm quite lazy, so maybe I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. It's definitely created a bit of a shadow, I can see that. What I'm thinking in real life, and this is what I was thinking yesterday, I feel like it looks quite red. It looks okay in the monitor. I feel like in the monitor it just looks like shadow, but I feel like in real life it just looks a little bit red. And contour should not be warm. Contour should be a shadow, so contour should be more cool toned. I feel like it just looks a bit red in real life and not cool toned. It doesn't even look like a bronzer. I don't know what it's meant to be. I don't get it. It is not what I expected. Right, the closest thing I have to a contour shade is this one from the Patricia Bright palette. So let me swatch them. No, okay. This is the Patricia Bright one here. You can see that's a brown, little bit cool tone, not necessarily super cool toned, but that is the I Heart Revolution one. That's just so red. How is that a contour shade? I don't get it. That is not a contour shade for fair skin. I also want to swatch the highlight shade for you guys. I haven't used it yet. How chalky does that look? Let me try and blend it out on my hand a bit. It's very white. I need to try it at some point, but I kind of... I'm a little bit annoyed. I definitely kind of let myself fall for the cuteness factor here. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I Heart Revolution makes some really nice, really underrated products like the concealer. This is not a contour shade. It's not even a bronzer shade for me. Like, I don't understand what it's meant to be. I'm really confused. I would much rather use the shade from this one. I will keep trying it, definitely. I'll try it with my normal foundation shades, like maybe my more cool toned ones. Maybe it'll work better when I'm a slightly lighter shade, but I'm not convinced. I don't understand this shade. I didn't get it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop complaining and I'm gonna do my bronzer. My bronzer isn't gonna be a new product. Why? What am I doing? My bronzer isn't gonna be a new product. It's gonna be my Revolution Holiday Romance bronzer. I love it. It's really cheap. I use it all the time. I think it's my favorite bronzer, basically. If anyone else has picked up that contour product, do let me know what you think. I feel like it looks okay on camera, but I feel like I look really muddy in real life. Like, you know when someone goes a bit too heavy on their contour and it almost just kind of looks dirty? That's how I feel right now. So I'm really, really glad I used a right hand with it, because I feel like if I'd just kind of gone in, I don't think it would look very nice at all. I did also order a brand new highlighter, and this one is such a success. I wore it yesterday. I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I got one of the new Makeup Obsession shimmer dusts. I never go for loose highlighters because they kind of just scare me. I always feel like I'm gonna get it everywhere, but I'm really, really loving this. So it does come with, I don't know what this is called, like a little net over it, which is really impractical, and if I wasn't lazy I would take the whole thing off. I've just been tipping it over and then kind of doing that and banging the jar, and then it just gives me a little bit, and that's gonna be plenty. I'm just gonna pop it on. This is my Peaches and Cream, I think it's a PC17, and this is my favorite highlighter brush, and look at that. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. How beautiful is this? I'm in love. I would recommend using a brush like this one because you can just use it with a really light hand, but also kind of buff the product in. I didn't tell you guys the shade. The shade is Champagne. I'm gonna add a bit more because you guys know I love a highlighter. But look at that. And then I think we're just gonna add a bit here. I used to do the center of my forehead, but if you have got oily skin, I don't recommend it. When your oils start coming through, it is going to look 10 times worse because that area will already be shiny. I don't need all that highlighter, but I just like to use it. Don't judge me. I'm in love with this highlighter. I just want to compare the colour to this one, this highlighter in the Patricia Bright palette, because I have probably told you guys several times at this point that that is like my perfect shade. So where can I swatch? I mean, they are pretty close. They are not exact, they are quite similar. So that is why I like it, because that Patricia Bright highlighter is one of my favorites, and I've hit pan on it, and I think I've got a replacement. I've just tapped a little bit more out so that I can just do my inner corner as well. I mean, I can't say no, can I? Not when it is this pretty. That is probably the best purchase out of that Revolution order, I would say. My favourite. And then I'm going to do my blush, and I'm going to be really unoriginal. I'm just going to go for my L'Oreal Life's a Peach because it's my favourite. I feel like we are on a bit of a peach theme today anyway with the setting spray. I don't think a pink would work as well with the eyeshadow anyway. We need that warmer shade. This is why I don't like filming at the weekends. And then just over where I've highlighted. I don't necessarily want to add any colour, I just want to soften up the highlighter. Right, if I wait for this person to finish mowing their lawn, I have no idea how long it's going to take. So I am going to do my lips, and I'm going to start off with the MUA lip liner in the shade TLC. And then I'm going to use the satin lipstick in the same shade TLC. And then I think I'm just going to top it off with a little bit of glitter, so I'm also going to use the Revolution Lip Topper in Luxurious. And to set everything in place, I'm just going to go in with another layer of the I Heart Revolution Peach Spray. I had to stop and wait for the lawnmower, so hopefully we're good and I can finish this video off now. So here it is, guys. Here is the finished look. I got distracted and forgot to let you guys know that I had just added an inner corner wing. I don't know, is that the right name for it? So I just added that off camera because I had to get really close to my mirror, and it's not really interesting for you guys to see my forehead. But yeah, so this again is the finished look. I hope you like it. I still like the W7 palette. I really wish I could play with it all year round. Maybe if I keep up the self-tanning, I can. I don't know how bothered I will be about it in the winter. The Sample Beauty pigment is stunning. I really hope that the pictures and the video are going to do it justice. God, the highlighter is just such a standout product for me. I'm just so impressed. I love the shade. It's so glowy. It could be a new favourite, we'll see. It's maybe a bit much for every day. The contour product, yeah. I just don't understand the shade. I don't really understand who this is designed for, because I don't see it working on someone who has a warmer skin tone, and then surely on someone that has a cooler skin tone it's just gonna look more red. The Too Faced primer feels so lovely. I feel like I need to give it a real wear test in terms of, does it help my makeup last or anything? But in terms of using it under a foundation like this one, where I just want to keep things like nice and hydrated, I mean, it feels really beautiful on the skin. It feels so nice. And I guess the last product that was new was this one. I just don't think it smells of peach. I just don't. I feel like L'Oreal and Too Faced do the smell of peach better than I Heart do. I've never tried any of their other peach scented products, to be fair, but I would say, you know, comparing these two, I much prefer the smell of peach in this one. But yeah, overall, I would say that was pretty interesting. So we'll just have to see how long it takes me to edit this video now that I'm back at work and I don't have all my free time to edit it. So hopefully I really don't take too long to get this one up. Hopefully. Anyway guys, that is it for today's video. I hope as always that you liked it. If you did, do make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it, and of course if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.